Okay, this is another reading, and this will be the second reading for amendments to the flood code ordinance, where Wayne says it doesn't change any of the, it's technical, it's not having anything to do with what was passed. And Hurley asks about the assessment of Seaview Terrace to become, get us out of the flood zone, at least some of the properties. And this is interesting with Sue Baker, the FEMA representative for the state of Maine. Here we go.
Reading of amendments to Chapter 70 of the City Code of Ordinances.
I spoke to the council at the first reading about this amendment at your last meeting. This is a cleanup amendment. The council adopted the main revisions of the flood ordinance, Chapter 78 of the City Code of Ordinances, at your meeting of June 16th. The big change from the June 16th is it put the new maps into effect. And the new maps are ones that are adopted by the federal government. What we then do is incorporate in the local ordinance. As what I mentioned at your last meeting, what we have is a few minor cleanup technical amendments, such things as doing some of the proper citations where I had like a section 3 instead of section 2. There's a few words that they wanted added. That's what this does. It doesn't change anything in the flood ordinance that you adopted back on June 16th, except to make technical revisions. And I would strongly encourage you to go forward with the adoption and second reading.
So moved. Second. Any more discussion? Mike?
Where are we at with that little review we were going to do on that, or that request for review?
We put that on hold for a short minute, if I could, at staff level. And the reason for such, you're asking about the Seaview Terrace area?
Yeah.
And I did that after speaking with the manager of the state floodplain office that said there's 2 court cases that have come down that have to deal with what you look at is actually the use of alternate data than what was FEMA used. And so she encouraged me to take some time to see how those court cases work out before going forward with the expenditure of funds. Because if the methodology that's being proposed in the analysis isn't accepted, we've done no one any good. And there's court cases that are coming up out of Mass, from what I understand, and speaking with Sue Baker at the State Floodplain Office. And so, just waiting for more direction from
Any
her.
idea what the timing is on that court case, or when you might expect?
When I spoke to her, which was about a week and a half ago, the decisions had just come down. And so she said it's going to take a little while to see where they are, but it said what she wants to look at particularly was the methodology, because it was a methodology that is not necessarily the same one that FEMA used to determine what the designations are on the flood maps.
So the court has acted?
Yes, the court has acted.
Well, please keep us posted, Wayne, because
yes.
I definitely want to know.
Okay. Any more discussion? Seeing none, take it to a vote. All in favor?
Okay, and that's the last I've heard about Seaview Terrace. I have contacted FEMA, Sue Baker, sent all kinds of information, showed her the corruption at the Captain Albert Stevens School. Suddenly, DEP Commissioner Aho, who approved all these corrupt sites to flow into Seaview Terrace, resigned. So things are unfolding.